What is up YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and in this video we're going to check out the Green Goblin in Marvel Heroes. That's right, as of Friday he's an actual playable character in-game. I was definitely looking forward to this and I really wanted to make a video, but as you know I have been feeling sick. And even though I feel a lot better, my voice still isn't back. I apologize for that, but we couldn't wait any longer, so we're just going to do our best. We leveled him to 60 right away, and so in this video we're just going to kind of give you highlights of that. We'll certainly go over some of his abilities and what he can and can't do, and I'll just give you my overall impressions of him. Now as we switch and take our first look at this character in-game, I have to say this is a very highly anticipated one for me. Being a huge Spider-Man fan, Green Goblin is just one of those iconic villains, and the fact that we can play as him, well, that just had me really excited as soon as I heard the news. Right after we summon him, he's going to be riding his Goblin glider, and he looks pretty epic in-game. I'll go ahead and zoom in on him as we check out his movement ability that's given to him, so we'll dash around a bit. And there he is, just looking absolutely incredible. Now we can probably guess what type of skills he's going to have, and some of you probably saw the preview, or by now you may even have him unlocked. But I know that many of you watching this video probably don't play Marvel Heroes or haven't for quite some time. So I am going to talk a bit about the game, then we will check out his skill trees, and then like I said, some highlights on the way to level 60. So the first thing I want to say about the game, the graphics in my opinion are quite good. It just depends on your PC and what it can handle. I don't think our settings are max right now, but I still think the characters, especially Green Goblin, looks extremely nice. And you can really see that when you zoom in. I of course like to play with it a little bit zoomed out, but it's still an impressive game. The most important thing about the game though is, there are tons of things added all the time. So we're going to be using Carnage as a team up, and we're going to have Throg as our pet. These are just a few of the pets and team ups that you can use. And by the way, even as far as costumes, there is a different one for Green Goblin, and we have it. It's going to be the Marvel Knights costume, and we'll replace our classic one with that. But besides all these different costumes and pets and team-ups, the developers have made this game so much better over the years. One of the biggest changes that I just wanted to go over that maybe you didn't know about is there was an overhaul done to the story mode. It consolidated all the difficulties, and the biggest advantage that came about was you can level a character from 1 to 60 in the story mode alone. It's actually quite an easy process, so it doesn't take a long time to grind to level 60. Not anymore. Not that it was bad before, but I think by doing it all in the story mode, and with very nice rewards, XP wise, power points and so on, well, it just helps out newer players. So whether you're new or returning to this game, it's probably one of the best times ever to come back. So why not come back and check out Green Goblin? I don't think you'll be disappointed. When you're building a character, there are actually a lot of guides out there. You can exactly copy them or use them to kind of get a sense of where you should go. But for me, I didn't even look at any for Green Goblin. I just felt like I'm going to build him how I want to, and we'll see how it goes. Like every character, he has 3 skill trees. His are Madman, Bag of Tricks, and Glider weapons. It looks like he's actually going to be doing mostly physical and energy damage. And we have a few movement abilities like Glide. He also has Strength over Sanity. So that's going to be a passive which I do like, at least when characters have a few passives to build into. He has the Goblin formula as well. So like I said, that's great because you don't want to have only abilities that you have to put on your bar. It just becomes too much. And by the way, his signature move is called Carpet Bomb. It's an area, movement, and it does physical plus energy damage as well. Then for his second tree, Bag of Tricks, that's where you're going to find a bunch of his different pumpkin bombs. And I am definitely going to be speccing into these. There's regular pumpkin bombs, which I'll probably max out. Then gas pumpkins, hallucinogenic pumpkins, and once we get down to the bottom, it's pretty much going to be a big one. It's essentially called the big one, and if you spec in it, then you can't choose the Oscorp laser from your glider weapons. But that's going to be fine. I personally rather blow my enemies to smithereens with a pumpkin bomb. For the most part, we're not going to put many points in glider weapons. I only ended up going with remote control dive, and that's because it sounded pretty awesome. Also, like I said earlier, we're going to be jumping around a lot because, well, we're going from level 1 to 60, and that takes place over around 2 hours. We do have quite a bit of XP bonus, and we have a few potions going. So it will take you longer, especially as a newer player, but we are going to be doing this entirely in the story mode. Personally, I like to time it to hit 60 right around the time we fight Loki, so we'll see how it goes. This is the very beginning, fighting in the raft, and Green Goblin just goes right through these guys. We only have his starting abilities so far, the pumpkin bomb, kind of like a goblin batarang, and it even has a cool sound effect. And then we pretty much have the Goblin Gunner, which are machine guns on the front of our glider. You can actually just hold them down, but you kind of have to move your glider around, which is kind of cool that you can still move. But anyways, we're not going to spec into that, so we won't be using them that much longer. In the early levels, you just kind of have to use what you have to use, and then later, you'll unlock different skills in your skill tree, and you can then build more accordingly to what you like. At the end of the raft though, you're going to be taking on yourself. So we basically took down the Green Goblin with the Green Goblin. We'll go ahead and pick up some of the loot we got to drop, and then we're going to skip way ahead in action. We're going to basically stick to a few boss fights, and then once we get our signature move, you'll definitely have to check that out. And the same thing goes for our ultimate. So level 30 and level 50 roughly. Alright, throughout this game you're going to be facing a lot of classic supervillains. And there's going to be loot explosions, a lot of stuff on the ground to pick up. You know, it's going to remind you of a game like Diablo. There's a lot of differences between the two, but it is kind of easy to say that this is a game with comic book characters in that sort of style. There's a lot more to it though, including our carpet bombing, which is coming right now. So here's that signature move, and it's pretty epic. Green Goblin absolutely goes off. I felt like when playing this character, it really did feel authentic. With all the pumpkin bombs, the glider attacks, the way he moves on it, it just really gives you the feeling that you actually are the Green Goblin. Not to mention the voice acting is fantastic as well. It probably was one of the funnest leveling experiences that I had with a character in this game. Also, he was strong the entire way through, so there was really no big struggle. Even when I got to Dr. Doom, we didn't have any problem taking him down. And although we're going to jump right from his second form to Loki, we are going to see our ultimate power. And that's basically the Goblin Cannon. So during his second phase, we're going to activate that for the first time. There's actually 3 phases to Dr. Doom, but we're going to show the first 2. And here we go with the second. We're going to roll up on him, and there it is. That's our ultimate. So we're just firing that green beam, and it's shredding the boss. We accidentally hit the X button, but it's kind of cool. It brought up Green Goblin, and we got right back to defeating the boss. We'll take one more look at that ultimate as well. But right here, we're already over level 50, and then onto the second phase of Loki. This is where we hit 60. I know this is really condensed, but, well, first of all, I kind of want to ask you if you want to see someone go from level 1 to 60 uninterrupted. I can actually do that. We could either do it for Green Goblin because I did record it all, or I could try it with another new character that right now is only at level 1 for me. So someone like the Black Cat. Just let me know if you want to see that or anything else about this game, and I would definitely be more than happy to cover it. Like I said, it's a great game, and I have a ton of fun, especially leveling heroes. Me and Deadpool actually took a little time to take down Loki here. Unfortunately, my ultimate was still on cooldown, and it's going to come off a little bit after we finish him. So it was close, and I was trying to use it, but we got to him a little bit too fast after using it on Dr. Doom. Still, the most important part is taking down this boss ensures to level 60. So a few more pumpkin bombs ought to do it. Then we can hopefully start to work on our items. And we'll probably have to go to Hightown. Because, by the way, if you didn't know it, the Skrull Invasion is in-game. And it's a pretty awesome addition. But here goes one final carpet bombing, and I think that ought to do it. So there it is, level 60. We got our loot explosion. And there's a chest. But like I promised, we're going to see that ultimate one more time close up. And there we go. We can spin 360 degrees with it and just let all the enemies have it. So that's it. We're going to wrap this one up. But I do want to show you some of our awesome flying techniques on our glider. And so this is our flying movement ability. I think it's just called Glide. And talk about feeling like you're the Green Goblin. This is it. It's perfect. And I think it's going to be the perfect way to end this video. So that's our first look at the latest character. And so far he's one of my absolute favorites in game. If you haven't checked him out, you should definitely do so and come back to the game. Trust me, it's better than ever. That's it though, so thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Then until next time, good luck, and take care.